up, you guys? Thank you for joining me for today's video. If you're new here, let me introduce myself. My name is Catherine and I'm a partial cash budgeter from Europe. In today's video, we are going to plan out my finances for the month of September and also plan a little bit out the first week of September in terms of cash stuffing. If you're interested in this kind of content, then please consider subscribing and let's dive in. Anyways, I'm back with another video, and that's the good thing about YouTube and about months changing and seasons changing. You can always start again, and that's in a way what this video is for me. It's a restart. It's welcoming the first month of fall, let's call it like that. And as I already posted today in my IG, is that autumn feelings just give, it's like a food to my soul. So I'm very happy to begin September, to restart my both my financial and my personal life. I did some soul searching in the summer months and I'm happy to be back. I think I've grown in the last summer, and that's all thanks to YouTube, to therapy, to some books, some long talks with my friends. So everything in between has led me to feeling better about myself, feeling more confident about myself, and just wanting to restart and start from scratch in a way. And what's a better way to start from scratch than plan your finances from scratch from the first month of a new season? So beautiful that September has come. I cannot wait for the next month because it's my birthday month. But the main idea is that fall is here. I'm very happy about it. And let's just dive in with planning out our finances for the month of September. I did some pre-work, let's call it like that, since I did film this video in summer as well, but the problem with that was that I'm using Canva free version and it doesn't allow me to post a video longer than 30 minutes. So at the end, I just deleted all the footage and decided to film it again when I'm feeling better, when I'm feeling more confident, more motivated, and when I have in a way worked out the situation and how I'm gonna post this video for you guys. And the main thing that I noticed in other videos was that many of YouTubers just write down all the bills and just goes through with the subscriber and just explains all the categories, but they don't use time to write everything out. But the main idea is that we're going through all of the categories, but I have already written them down. And in a way, I have written all of the possible categories in our budget. And let's just dive in. Let's not ramble on much. You know, I do like to talk a little bit, but let's just continue with straight up with the budget. Anyways, let's start with income. So in terms of income, I do write down the whole amount for our income in the household, but only the part that is for any bills, cash stuffing, and so on. My husband contributes an amount that I just add to this sheet, and that's it. The reason for that is, first of all, we don't have a joint account. He just gives me the money that I need to pay the bills and everything else. Second reason is that more of a confidential situation. I just don't want to show my income to the world, to the YouTube community, because there may be some colleagues watching and I don't want to make a fuss about it. So I'm just not showing the full amount that I personally, individually earn. It's just a combination of my income and my husband's income. And for the month of September, we have planned that it's gonna be 2,246 euros. Then next up is state benefits. So it's 50 euros and 25. 50 euros are in a tax reduction system. So every month I just get extra 50 euros because I have a toddler. And the same goes for 25 euros. It's just state, like a city compensation. It's like a city, like a state policy just to give for one kid an extra amount that you can use for any bills or anything. It's not much, but it's something, and we just add all of these amounts into his savings accounts and just forget about it. Next up is Spotify. You may want to ask why Spotify is under income. It's because we have a family plan, and we just divide the money, and each of the family members just sends me money at the beginning of the year, and I just contribute it to the payment that I make every month with my phone bill. I have not planned out any extra income this month, and we are planning to use 1,900 euros for our vacation to Germany in the 2nd and 3rd week of September. I'm gonna make all of the calculations when we are reaching online savings, because until here everything is planned out every month. It's the same, and only savings and cash savings are determined for the money that we are left over after paying all our bills and contributing to our expenses and debts, of course. So next up is our house bill, apartment bill, let's call it like that. That's technically utilities, and I have received already my bill, and it's 165 euros, so I'm just adding it to the budgeted side. Next up is electricity, and this is a payment that doesn't change for a whole half year, I think so it's the same for half year, and it's 50 euros. Next up is our house insurance, so apartment insurance, and it's 14 euros. Then it's my banking bill, let's call it like that, so it's 250, and that's not something much. It's just because we have a mortgage there, I just have to have an account there, and this means that I have to pay a small fee for a card and everything else. Next up is our phone bill, which includes also internet and Spotify, as I said before, and it's 65 euros for both of my husband and me, and internet and Spotify. Next up is our parking spot, because we have 2 cars and only 1 parking spot right next to our house, so we have an extra parking spot right across the room, the apartment. Okay, so next up is eating for my toddler at kindergarten, and it's approximately 20 to 25 euros per month, depending on how many times per month does he go. Next up is English. I have planned that it's gonna be maybe 70 euros this month, because we have to pay at the beginning of school year the first bill and the last bill of the whole year, so usually it's 70 euros. Pottery bill is something I've not planned this month, because he usually starts approximately in October, but I'm just reminding myself that it's gonna be there. And the same goes for sporting clubs or some kind of groups, because we're planning to take him to either dancing or football, and we haven't decided yet. So, but I just add this to just remind myself that it's September, it's the beginning of school year, and we have to budget for these things as well. Next up is, what's it called? Land tax? Yeah, land tax. It would be the most appropriate, but this is something that we pay 1 time per year, so I don't plan anything for that one. And same goes for any other insurance, because sometimes it's extra insurance that we need for our apartment when we're renovating, or maybe it's something in regards to traveling, so I'm just adding it as an extra payment, extra bill, but this month we haven't planned anything out. So next up is our cash envelopes, and first of all, it's food. Although we're not planning to be at home for 2 whole weeks, I haven't reduced our grocery bill, and I'm gonna be adding the same 280 euros per month, just with the hope that we won't be using all of the money. In the same time, I know that we are gonna leave our fridge totally empty, so when we can't come back, it's possibly that we will have to buy a little more than usual. So that's why I'm not changing anything. The same goes for household. I know that we will have to buy some dishwasher pods and things like that, so I'm just planning the same amount. The same goes for my toddler, as per usual. 50 euros goes for him. This is for any clothing, games, sweets, activities, anything that he would like to have. We just contribute 50 euros for that. The same goes for medical, and I like to be prepared for any medical emergencies that's not included in our insurance. And minus for this is also that my husband doesn't have an insurance for medical. So if we want to get a fast doctor's appointment, we have to pay extra. And this means that at least I have this amount in our envelopes. So next up is miscellaneous, also 50 euros, 10 to 15 euros per week, depending on the month. So then we have my envelope. This one gets, I believe, 100. Yes. So I include also in this amount my manicure appointment, because this is something as of a bill, I would say. So I'm just adding it to my envelope, and I use it in cash, and I use it at the beginning of the month. So I just add this all together, and I don't put an extra category for that one. Next up is fun. This is also what we are contributing 50 euros for, and it concludes everything that could be a fun activity for the whole family. Next up is date night. The same thing, just for me and my husband if we go out in the town and leave our toddler at home alone. Next up is eating out, also 50 euros. This is the only way we can reduce the eating out category. So we're just contributing special amount, and that's it. And we cannot go out second or third time if we use everything. For example, in August, that was the thing. We used the whole 50 euros in one seating, and it meant that we have to either make a picnic or just make lunches at home, and actually that worked quite well. Next up is transportation. This is 100 euros per month. This includes gas and public transportation. Usually 70 euros goes to gas bill and 30 euros goes to public transportation for me, because my husband usually drives by his car and doesn't use it. Then next up is therapy, that I'm back on track with, because my therapist was on vacation and I was waiting for him to come back. But right now we are back on track for 2 sessions a month, so 140 euros for that. Next up is our vacation. As I said, we're going on vacation, and I'm just adding that we're gonna use the whole amount that we have saved up for, and it's 1,900 euros. Next up is our debt situation. Thankfully, we have only 2 debts left over. First one is our mortgage, and it's 340 euros. And second one is my earphones and my phone all together, and it's 30 euros per month. I've been thinking about reducing this bill debt, but in the same time, it's with 0 interest, and it's just like a bill. There's no gain if I pay it back faster. It's the same, so I'm just treating it as a bill. Next up, we're close to our savings, so I'm gonna start with those savings that are in a way we are obliged to save up for, and the amounts usually are the same and they don't change, and I just have to make those savings. And then we are going to start calculating all the situation with income and expenses. So the online savings that we do actually is, if we call it in YouTube terms, it's long-term savings or long-term sinking funds, or whatever you call it. But for us, it means it's toddler's savings. As I said before, all of the amount that our state gives us extra for our toddler just goes automatically into his savings account. And it just stays there, earns interest. We have also bought some bonds from our country, so it also is invested. So all of the money is invested, not in a big interest account or high yield savings account. It's just basically 2-3% per month, but still at least something. Sorry, not 2-3% a month, 2-3% a year, sorry. Okay, next up is our emergency fund. This is 50 euros. And then another one, which is something that we just need to save up for, our utilities for the winter months. So anyways, let's grab our calculator and just start adding numbers all together. So I know this is a little bit different than usual YouTubers do, but this is something that have worked for me for quite a long time. So that's basically why I'm doing it in this way and in this system, is that this just works for me. So anyways, let's try to work things out and plan out. So it means if we have 430 euros, then I can contribute 100 euros to my pension plan. Then let's start with sinking funds, because vacations are the last priority into our savings. So for coffee, which is just a sinking fund too, because we buy coffee in bulk. Then next up is our cars, since my car is finally in the selling position, and we do not plan to buy a new car for me till the next year, so it means we can reduce this savings for 50 euros, and this means that this technically goes only for my husband's car maintenance, oil changes, taxes, and so on. Next up is security and insurance that I just save up for, because we pay a bill each year, and then this way we save up 2 months of bill amount. So that's why I'm usually saving it up and then just paying it in beginning of the year. Next up is bulk and household. It's 30 euros, and usually I just divide it in a way that which envelope has less money gets more, and so on. Then clothing, this month I know that I have planned more than usual, which is 50 euros, because as per usual, it's the beginning of the year, beginning of school year, so many things has to be bought due to the fact that it's school time. So anyways, next up is celebrations. This is 70 euros. It also divides into different cash envelopes, but it also depends on which envelope has more money. So I just divide it in respective envelopes by demand, let's call it like that. Then next up is beauty. I have to start saving up for the next hairdresser appointment just to get back my highlights and so on. So I'm making small contributions to that one. And last one is Christmas, which gets only 5, because later on when you're gonna watch my cash stuffing video, I will explain why I only contribute 5 euros to that one. Anyways, this means that we are left over with 612 minus 75 minus 100 minus 50 minus 50 minus 70, 45, 120, and 30. We have 72 euros left over. Could it be true? I have no freaking clue. But let's hope this is correct. I'm gonna do some extra calculations afterwards as well, just to be sure. But anyways, it means that for vacation 25 I'm not contributing anything, and for London I'm adding 70 euros. So now we can just try to calculate everything one more time, and just to be sure that everything is counted correctly. So, as you can see, we are technically on a zero-based budget. We're left over with 250, which is totally okay, but this means that we have found purpose for each euro that we have in our budget, so that's a good thing. And probably this will be our September's budget. As you can see, we already planned out a little bit of cash expenses, and the thing that I do is just I write down the amount for the whole month and just divide it into 4 or 5 weeks depending on the month. And although I get paid 2 times per month and my husband gets paid 1 time per month, I plan out the whole month, and then I just make some extra changes in the meantime when I get the extra amount that my husband receives from his work. So this means that we are done with our September budget. I'm so happy I got to film this for you guys, and we'll see you in my next video when we are going to cash stuff for the first week of September. So thank you for joining me for today's video, and we will see you next time. Bye!